Alright, what's going on everybody, Cryptix here, and quite frankly this video is about Jake Paul, clearly because he actually took part in the riots that have been going on, and specifically a riot in an Arizona mall. Now with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's just all safely agree that the unfortunate event from George Floyd was clearly a murder by a police officer who deserves every second behind bars the rest of his life. But with that being said, there's been a lot of riots around the United States and around a lot of major cities. And Jake Paul, a person that has been notorious for actually posting near porn on his thumbnails on his videos for views, is now attending these riots once again, you guessed it, for views. Now, there is some footage, and I want to show you this footage to give you the raw feelings that I have, and also to completely expose Jake Paul's actual statement that he had. And basically, both the video and the statement that he has contradict one another for his feelings, his real feelings about the riots. Roll the tape.
What? Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh my god! Oh shit! Oh my god! It's getting crazy. Oh shit!
Now, based off of the language in that video, you can clearly see the people that are attending, or at least some of the people that are actually talking and attending these riots, seem to be having a pretty good time. And it almost seems like the riot that these guys are attending, or at least the people that are filming, are simply doing it for views and for attention and for some type of weird marketing, right? And, you know, they're obviously saying, oh, you know, stuff's getting real now, this and that. You can clearly see that they are just trying to hype up the situation. They're just attending the situation for attention. And, you know, Jake Paul is in the actual crowd. And there's been a lot of people saying, oh, it's not Jake Paul, it's his, you know, it's a guy that looks like him. Guys, I don't know how to explain this, but there's multiple videos and pictures and just proof in general on social media that Jake Paul attended this. Even in his statement, he admits to essentially attending this riot, okay? So there's just more footage to kind of explain Jake Paul's actual feelings about this riot, because he asks one of his friends, or one of the guys that is attending this riot, to get him some cologne. Let's roll the little clip for that as well.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Hey yo, give me a free cologne!
So, Jake Paul, you know, you're all for social justice and for, you know, kind of stopping police brutality, but in the meantime, you're filming yourself. You're filming yourself asking one of your friends for cologne. Now, I mean, this guy's worth millions upon millions of dollars, has $1 million mansion. I mean, he has a ton of YouTube revenue coming his way every single month. Why did he feel the need to ask for a bottle of cologne from a mall that's been broken into? You do realize if he was actually participating in, you know, this entire looting and stealing and rioting, he could face jail time, right? So, you know, the videos that have been presented and the footage that is presented in the rest of this vid, as well as the footage that I've already shown, basically doesn't have Jake Paul actually, you know, stealing anything or looting anything or causing any type of vandalism, but it's also cut out clips and just footage of him not doing it. We don't know if he was doing stuff behind the camera. So, you know, all in all, there's also one last bit I want to show you, and all these guys seem to be having a pretty good time while rioting. I really don't see, you know, any type of justification. I don't see protesting at all, to be honest with you. So let's just roll this last, you know, 20 seconds of this clip.
Oh shit! Go, 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 go! Go, go, go!
So yeah, that's essentially what we have on social media, not to mention what probably was also done with the camera off, or maybe with edited out clips. But Jake decided to release a statement to kind of be a PR move to reduce the backlash of him attending this riot. So he goes, to be absolutely clear, neither I nor anyone in our group was engaged in any looting or vandalism. For context, we spent the day doing our part to peacefully protest one of the most horrific injustices our country has ever seen. which led to us being tear gassed for filming the events and brutality that were unfolding in Arizona. We were gassed and forced to keep moving on foot. We filmed everything we saw in an effort to share our experience and bring more attention to the anger felt in every neighborhood we traveled through. We were strictly documenting, not engaging. I do not condone violence, looting, or breaking the law. However, I understand the anger and frustration that led to the destruction we witnessed, and while it's not the answer, it's important that people see it and collectively figure out how to move forward in a healthy way. We are all doing the best we can to be helpful and raise awareness. This is not the time to attack each other. It's time to join together and evolve. And I just was editing this video and I don't want to come off as like I think this is a humorous situation. Obviously the situation itself is very serious, but Jake Paul's statement is just so ridiculous to me. All right, I just wanted to kind of establish that before moving forward. Now, if I was looking at that footage maybe, I don't know, 5 years ago, I would say our evolution has kind of stepped back quite a bit because a multi-millionaire was filming footage attending a riot, not because he cared about George Floyd, not because he cares about social injustice, not because he cares about police brutality. He doesn't care about any of that. After he was done filming this video, he went back to his multi-million-dollar mansion. All right, that's what happened. So he clearly doesn't give a damn about this entire situation. He only did it for views. And remember, he's related to the other guy named Logan Paul, who was filming a dead Japanese man in a forest for views as well. And remember, both of these guys have edited clips, have actually filmed themselves, edited these clips, decided that it was a good idea to publicize whatever type of footage they made onto YouTube, onto their Instagram stories. And what is it doing? Well, it's just proving that these guys think any publicity is good publicity, even if it is bad publicity. And quite frankly, you know, the Instagram stories that we've seen of Jake Paul prove that he's simply attending these riots not because he cares about moving forward and evolving. He cares about making YouTube revenue and boosting his name and always having his name relevant and in the news. So, you know, this has been a pretty serious situation, and there's a lot of backlash that's also faced with just this statement alone. I mean, there's some replies to this entire tweet. There's actually footage, apparently, of him being on camera with a vodka bottle looted from the PF Chang's. And if this is true, then he could actually face some jail time and, you know, probably have to pay a couple of fees. And there's a pretty other eye-opening tweet that I want to show you guys because I think it also perfectly depicts Jake Paul's hypocrisy. So I'm not expecting every multimillionaire in this situation to donate to a charity, and especially since there's so many charities that are kind of like not legitimate and they might be using the money for the wrong reasons. I understand why some public figures haven't donated yet. I mean, just to give you a prime example, Mr. Beast, one of the biggest YouTubers ever, has not donated yet, but he's still looking for the right charity. But if you're going to attend a riot or an event, and you're going to voice your opinion and say things need to change, and you're this public figure that everyone looks up to and you can afford to do so, you should definitely donate to a cause, or at the very least give back to the communities that have suffered or, you know, that have been involved with this type of rioting. But Jake Paul's never going to do that. He's only going to do it for views. But yeah, this tweet is from Hannah Hart. I'm not too familiar with her at all, but she says, "What movement are you a part of? What organizations do you donate to and support?" And this is a really good question because not only has Jake Paul, I've never even heard of him donating to a valuable charity in a sense. I've never heard of him, you know, giving back to the communities. I've never heard him giving back at all, to be quite frank with you. So not only is this guy attending the riots and events for views, he doesn't care about George Floyd or the situation. He doesn't care about police brutality. He doesn't care about the social injustices. He was just there for the free cologne and the vodka bottle that he apparently stole from PF Chang's, okay? And also for obviously all the views and for the news relevance that he's going to get. Like I said before, both of the Paul brothers seem to believe that to stay relevant, you need to do something public, whether it's bad or good. And both of these Paul brothers now have definitely done some pretty horrendous things on social media. And in my humble opinion, I think Jake Paul needs to be canceled because if he's the type of person that is representing YouTube, representing the YouTube community, it kind of makes me ashamed in a sense because there's a lot of people on YouTube and the platform that actually care about the situation that's going on right now, that actually do want to make a change. But unfortunately, those type of people are not really promoted by YouTube. Everyone wants to see Jake Paul and his fancy cars, his fancy mansion, his multi multi-million-dollar lifestyle, but at the end of the day, he's never given a damn dime back to the community that made him great, made him big, and it's really quite unfortunate when you think about it, because there's so many good-hearted people in this world. There's so many good-hearted people on YouTube. I'm not even talking about myself, okay? So I don't want to see that in the comments. I'm talking about other content creators, other YouTubers that make high quality content, that make heartwarming content, that don't post themselves stealing a PF Chang's vodka bottle or, stealing a bottle of cologne from a rioted mall for views, okay? And those people, unfortunately, don't get promoted on YouTube, while Jake Paul, he's getting recommended videos in every direction, and everyone's watching him because he's this cocky kid, and, it's a really, really concerning thing to see. Hopefully YouTube actually steps in here and does something so Jake Paul never does this crap again, because Logan Paul, he's been demonetized at least temporarily on YouTube, and I think there needs to be some type of repercussion for the situation. I think a lot of people also believe that Jake Paul needs to be canceled as well. It's a very, very shady thing for him to do, especially since his net worth is like near $20 million. And, he obviously was just filming this and going back to his multi-million-dollar home, kind of forgetting about the whole thing. It was probably just, a fun night out for him, okay? So I know this was kind of a rant video, but I'm on this platform, I make videos, and even though, this is my second channel and it's fairly small, I'll probably get maybe 250 views on this video. I think every person that's a content creator, every person that, is representing YouTube in a certain way needs to make a video about this, because people's opinions need to be heard about this situation, and especially for people like Jake Paul to capitalize over such a detrimental thing in America right now makes me sick to my stomach. Hope you all did enjoy this video. Don't forget to drop a like and share, subscribe if you're new. I'm Cryptix, not filming myself, looting a mall or vandalizing a mall and capitalizing over this horrendous situation. And signing off.